All right, today we're going to dive into a world that's, well, it's pretty fascinating. It's where AI meets pure, unadulterated joy dog videos. We're going to break down exactly how creators are using artificial intelligence to take just one video shoot and spin it into an entire month's worth of viral content.
I mean, you've seen them, right? That one golden retriever or that hilarious Corky account that somehow has a brand new, perfectly edited short for you every single time you open your phone. It makes you wonder, how in the world do they do it? Are they just filming 24/7? Well, the secret isn't what you think. It's not about spending more time behind the camera. Nope. It's all about leveraging AI to work smarter, not harder. And believe me, this is where the real magic happens. Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll talk about the big problem that, let's be honest, every creator faces. Then we'll get into the AI engine that's offering a real solution, and we'll break down the 4 key technologies that make it all tick. After that, we'll walk through a super practical workflow, and finally, we'll cover why the human touch, the curator, is still the most important ingredient. All right, first up, let's talk about the big challenge, what I like to call the content treadmill. And if you've ever tried to make content online, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how it is. The algorithms on places like TikTok and Instagram, they demand a relentless pace. To stay relevant, you have to be posting constantly. But for just one person, trying to film, edit, and post every single day, that's just a one-way ticket to burnout. So how do you get off that crazy treadmill? Well, you bring in a creative co-pilot. And that's the AI repurposing engine. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about replacing creativity. Not at all. It's about amplifying it. So you should think of these tools as way more than just simple video editors. They're actually intelligent systems. You can feed them one long video, and they basically act like a whole team of editors, instantly finding all the best moments, reformatting them perfectly for vertical screens, and getting them all ready to post. It's pretty incredible.
But how do they actually do that? I mean, it kind of feels like magic, right? But it's not. It's really built on 4 foundational pillars of technology. So let's break them down. Okay, pillar number 1 is intelligent clipping. Now, what's so fascinating about this is that most clipping AIs are trained on things like podcasts, where they're listening for spoken words, right? Verbal cues. But with dogs, there are no words. So the AI has to think visually. It's been trained to spot action, the sudden zoomies, a funny fall, or a cool trick. It identifies those golden, nonverbal, engaging nuggets for you automatically. Next up is dynamic auto-reframing, and honestly, this is a total game changer. Think about it. Most people film in horizontal, widescreen. But platforms like TikTok, they're all vertical. This tech acts like your own personal virtual camera operator. It uses object tracking to keep your fast-moving dog perfectly centered in the frame, no matter how quickly they're running around. And you can really see the difference this makes. With a standard static crop, your dog just runs right out of the frame, and you miss the best part. But with dynamic reframing, the AI follows the action, making sure the dog is always the star of the show. It means you never ever lose those perfect, unmissable moments. Pillar number 3, automated captions. Now, for dog videos, this is so much more than just accessibility. It's a full-on storytelling tool. The AI can add animated, stylized text that gives the dog a hilarious inner monologue, basically turning a simple little clip into a real story with a ton of personality. And finally, the 4th pillar, virality scoring. So the AI just spat out, say, 30 different clips. How do you know which one is the best? Well, this feature analyzes all those clips and gives each one a predictive score. It helps you figure out which piece of content is most likely to go viral, all based on data from thousands of other successful videos. So we've got the technology down. Now let's put it into practice. This is what we call the 1-month workflow. It's a step-by-step blueprint for turning all these cool tools into a real-world content machine. It's a pretty simple 4-step process. First, step 1, the AI first shoot. You're going to film just one 20-minute video, probably in 4K horizontal, and just make sure to get lots of different scenes. Then, step 2, the AI pass and curation. You upload that big video file to a tool like OpusClip and just let the AI do its thing, generating maybe 10 to 20 clips. Step 3 is the remix layer. This is where you come in and add your creative touch. Maybe you add some trending audio or combine a couple of clips into a new story. And finally, step 4, intelligent scheduling. You use a tool, something like repurpose.io, to schedule out that whole month of content across all your platforms. It's really that simple. One shoot, 1 month of content. Now, here's a really critical piece of the puzzle. You gotta remember the 80-20 rule. The AI is gonna give you a ton of options, but let's be real, not all of them are gonna be gold. Your job as the human curator is to sift through and find that top 20%, the absolute best clips, and then polish them to perfection. So, which tools should you actually be looking at? Well, for that really action-heavy dog content, OpusClip's object tracking is fantastic. It's just top-notch. If you're more focused on workflow speed and just pure efficiency, Vizard.ai is a great choice. And of course, once you have all your amazing clips, a tool like Repurpose.io is absolutely essential for automatically sending them out across all your social platforms. And all of this brings us to our final and I'd argue most important section. Because with all this amazing technology at our fingertips, we absolutely cannot forget about the crucial role of the human curator. Look, AI is brilliant at spotting action. There's no doubt about it. But it can really struggle with subtle emotion. That's where a human eye is needed. You're the one who's going to find the truly special moments. You know, that curious little head tilt, the hilarious side eye, the clumsy but adorable failed jump. These are the visual hooks that create a real, genuine, emotional connection with your audience. And really, this quote just sums it all up perfectly. The game isn't about spending endless hours staring at editing software anymore. It's about shifting your mindset. It's about learning to be an AI-first director and then a curator of what that AI produces, adding your unique human creativity on top. That combination, that's the future. It was never about replacing the artist. It's about giving the artist a super-powered paintbrush.